you guys, it's Peter, and I'm back. Of course I'm back, I'm not going anywhere. I'm YouTube famous now. Alright, I have something I need to talk about today. Okay, we need to talk about these fidget spinners. If you haven't watched my canon of videos, because I'm a videographer, a YouTube creator, a dude with a camera, then you probably aren't aware that I have the highest level of ADHD that there has ever been documented in the entire world. True story, hashtag true story, all right? So when I went into a gas station and diagnosed myself yet again as having ADHD, and I saw that, yeah, you can buy in the gas station the answer to ADHD, the fidget spinner, I was like, oh my God, all of my dreams have come true. The fidget spinner can solve all of my ADHD. Who knew? What is with this crap, right? Like, I do not understand it. Like, this drives me absolutely nuts, right? So I'm sitting there in the store, and I'm like 3 people back, trying to get my fountain pop for the day, because you know that's my goal. Coffees and fountain cokes, make your day go by. Anyway, I'm sitting there, and the kid at the counter is spinning, 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 and I'm sitting there, and it's like, I'm like literally losing my nuts. Like, I am like, oh my God, like, what is going on? And I'm like, all I can do is focus on the spinner. So I get up to the counter, and I go, I want one of those things. And he goes, what things? And I go, and he's like spinning it right in front of my face, right? I go, one of those spinner things, those fidget spinner things that you see everywhere now that everybody has to have, every kid has to have. He goes, oh, we're out of them. We sold out of them this morning. I go, I know, but I need one. And I go, when are you gonna get another one in? He goes, I don't know. He goes, every day we get some new ones in, but we sell out of them. I go, what's the deal with these fidget spinner things? And he is like legit the entire time I'm talking. I mean, it is like taking my anxiety from a 4 to like a 40, literally like that quick, right? And I'm like, oh my God, like, okay, so they are like promoting these things to help ADHD, anxiety, Asperger's, bipolar disorder, severe depression, all of this stuff, right? What a bunch of crap that is. And then he's sitting there spinning it in front of my face, and no lie, I'm like this. I'm like, my ADHD is out of control. That spinner thing is out of control, right? And now kids are using it in the classroom, supposedly. I was just reading this article in Newsweek that parents are wanting their kids that have ADHD, which is the most overdiagnosed thing in the entire world anyway, trust me. Having worked with teenagers for 20 years, there's always a catchphrase diagnosis. And when I started, it was ADHD, it was ADD. Then it was ADHD, then it was Asperger or bipolar, then it was Asperger's. I don't know what it's gonna be next. But there's always a catchphrase diagnosis, all right? Which is why I always say to people, if you think your child has a true diagnosis, send them to a psychiatrist. Psychiatrists are trained medical professionals that can actually diagnose these things. Not your family physician that will tell you to go get some, I don't know, Ritalin, Concerta, some kind of stimulant, and a fidget spinner. A fidget spinner will not fix ADHD, trust me. So I'm like losing my shit, right? Because I want one of these fidget spinners. I'm like, well, if I had a fidget spinner, it would probably, you know, like, I don't know, help me out a lot. Because listen, where's it at? I'm losing my shit even just talking about this. Because all through my life, pens have helped me. But let me tell you what a person with ADHD does with a pen. You go like this. It doesn't calm you down. It makes you more crazy. It makes you more wild. It makes you just like, so if this pen were a fidget spinner, it would be nuts. I'd be like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, right? He's like, I told you we're out of them. He goes, but we have fidget cubes. And I go, what's a fidget cube? I always have to fix all these lights in my car. It's like living in your studio. Anyway, he said a fidget cube, they're right there. So I pick up this fidget cube. Have you seen this thing? It looks like one of those things that you take to other countries to plug in your like hair dryer because your hair dryer won't fit. And I was like, well, I don't want that. I want the fidget spinner. The fidget spinner is what fixes the ADHD. Don't you know that? There's been articles written about it, 9 million YouTube videos about it. Everybody knows. Kids are going to school, they're taking their fidget spinners. Spin, 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 spin. Well, we're out of them. I go, well, I'll pay you for yours. He goes, oh, no, it's too much fun. I go, too much fun, but I need it. There's a difference between desire and there's a difference between what you need and what you want, see? That's where the difference in desire comes. I need it, you want it. I'll buy it from you. This is true, like I have this conversation with me. He goes, we'll probably have some more in tomorrow, so I'm like, fine. I didn't want that fidget cube. It's got this light switch on it. Oh my God, I would just sit there all day long and just flip this light switch. So I go out to my car and I'm sitting there and I'm like, I want a true story now if these fidget spinners, which I think are a bunch of crap, right? They're like just the newest trend, like parachute pants were when I was growing up. Do you remember parachute pants? Everybody had to have them. You go into the merry-go-round and you go get your parachute pants. I said to my dad, I said, I swear, Dad, if you get me parachute pants, I'll never want anything else in the entire world. And he goes, seriously, do you guys know what parachute pants are? Oh my God, they're so tacky. They're these pants that are made out of parachute material and then they had zippers all over them. Everybody had to have them, right? So I got a pair and I wanted white, okay? Well, let me just tell you, white, you could see straight through them. And I got to school and I was so embarrassed because everybody was like, oh my God, this is like 3rd grade. We can see your underwear. We can see your underwear. And I went home and I go, Dad, I want black parachute pants. And he said, well, you said if I bought them for you, you'd never ask for another thing. Dad, please, parachute pants, black parachute pants. I think by the end I had them in burgundy and green and pink and everything. I don't even know. But anyway, and then those Garbage Pail Kids stickers came along and then Cabbage Patch dolls. And there's always been Pokemon Go's and Digimons and Magic card games, and there's always something that everybody has to have, right? And now it's the fidget spinner, but because parents are so, like, parents can't just, a kid couldn't just go into a gas station and go, I want that thing that spins and drives everybody crazy. They have to have some purpose, right? The toy has to have a purpose. In 2017, you can't just have a toy for a toy. You know, it's like all of my friends whose kids have played video games for years, right? Oh, don't get me started with the kids and the tablets, okay? Listen, they have, like, those kids have better iPads than I do, right? They've got these tablets now that have plastic on them so you can throw them across the room into a brick wall and they wouldn't even split open, right? And they're all of them like looking up YouTube videos. They're the reason, those kids on their tablets is the reason why nobody's making any money on YouTube, because every kid in the world's going into the Toys R Us and getting one of those plastic tablets that you can throw into a brick wall and it won't break, and there are no parental controls on it, so we're all getting screwed because we can't do videos talking about the fidget spinner. It's ridiculous. Pisses me off. So anyway, oh my God, my nephew, like my brother and my brother-in-law and my sister-in-law are so good about like making him go play outside, and he's in like every sport in the world. But when he's with his cousins, it's just all of them, 5 of them on the couch, each on their own tablet, not talking to each other, all playing Minecraft. And if you try to talk to them and say things like, oh, do you have a girlfriend? It's Minecraft! I'm like, I'm gonna rip that tablet out of your face. My mother back in the day, she would have said, get a tablet. No way, no ma'am. But all my friends are like, oh, it helps them. They have such good eye-hand coordination, and it makes them think through logic issues and think. Listen, we had the Atari and the pong balls and the Nintendos and all that bullshit back in the day, okay? My SAT score sucked, and I played the video game. So listen, you're fooling yourself if you think the tablet's gonna make your kids smarter. It's not, okay? Hand them a book. Hand them a good book is what you need to do, and send their ass outside to come up with some imaginative game. So anyway, in 2017, every parent wants a toy to have a purpose, right? And every kid wants to have this fidget spinner. Why? Because they see their parents having it. Because the dad, who's just as ADHD as the kid, is sitting there and he's spin, having a scotch and soda and smoking a cigarette, and the kid's like, I want a fidget spinner too. So what do? They put out articles and they say the fidget spinner will solve all of your ADHD problems. What a load of shit that is. That is such a bunch of crap. I'm telling you right now, if I were a teacher, I'd have a box on my desk and I'd say, when you walk in, the fidget spinner goes in the box. This is a fidget spinner box. And if you're lucky, you might get your fidget spinner back at the end of the day. And if I got one call from a parent call me and saying, I can't believe you took my child's fidget spinner from me, I would say, did you just hear what came out of your mouth? What kind of parent are you, okay? This is a place of education. This is not a playground. I don't care about your damn fidget spinner. Leave it at home. They don't need cell phones in the classroom either. That kills me when kids of mine that I've worked with through the years are like, my teacher took my cell phone away from me. And I'm like, why'd they take your cell phone away from you? Because I was texting in class. You should have your phone taken away from you if you're texting in class. Why are you even having your phone in class? What emergency phone call could a 13-year-old ever possibly have in a class, okay? It's not like your doctor's gonna call you for an emergency colonoscopy in 7th grade. Let's just be for real, okay? It's ridiculous. All of this is just so ridiculous to me. What happened to the good old days, you know, of picking teams and playing baseball in the cul-de-sac? Whatever happened to the good old days of reading a book late at night in bed, you know? Whatever happened to the good old days of parents interacting with their kids long enough that they could actually know what was going on with their kids instead of having to throw them a piece of metal that spun around on their finger until they went crazy? I can't. It's too much for me. But I wish I had invented it. That's the truth of the nature right there. I do. I wish I had invented that fidget spinner all day long. And I'd be putting all kinds of articles up saying it saves the world. Who should we vote in for president next? The fidget spinner. I can't. I'll talk to you guys later. I love you.